Good morning, everyone. 11:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm T-Speaker222 with Swing Traders Anonymous. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned into my XRP Future Millionaire page for my 1-week suspension. I put all my content on here, and I really do appreciate the continued support. If you're looking for that content, it's back on my XRP Future Millionaire partnered page. Put out the first update a couple hours ago. First update in a week. So please look in the video description. Subscribe to my XRP Future Millionaire partnered page. We're only 4 subscribers away from 3,400. And then also, if you want to check out my Dogecoin and You YouTube page, we just went over 200 subscribers yesterday, and today's day 6. So that's been a very fast-paced and quick-growing channel. Had our first viral video from 2 days ago. It has just about 2,000 views. And it was a perfect video because I literally talked hours before Dogecoin went from, what I believe it was at 28.5 cents, and it ended up dropping all the way down after that to about 23.5. So now we watch, we wait, and I want to bring you with a new twist to Swing Traders Anonymous. We are going to have our swing trade, but throughout the day, we will use this as you will see on an ESPN or Sports Center. We'll go through all the cryptos. We'll look to see how they're all faring, and then we'll come to a consensus at some point during the day of what we want to capitalize on our swing trade. I've been thinking about this long and hard, and I think it's time to evolve this channel a little bit. So let's do a quick rundown, the total crypto market cap. So if you're a part of my XRP Future Millionaire page and you like when I do the rundown, this will be a good spot to come to. We'll keep a daily tab on what's going on in the overall crypto market and the Tether and then the total crypto market cap. And then I'll base it off of your comments, your 3 cryptos that you would like to see covered in a swing trade. I'll come to a consensus of which one gets the highest overall percentage. And then I'll also use the second highest one. I'll also use the second highest percentage, and that will be, our honorary mention if need be. So let's go through the crypto market cap, and let's go through this so that we can all get on the same page. The total crypto market cap is up 5.3 trillion to 2.11 trillion, up about 2.62%. If we take a look at the chart, it's very dangerous. It can either pull up and create this W that a lot of people are expecting, to do this. I can see it coming down here on Tether and kind of reversing and kind of tricking us a little bit, because we're going to need a little more support if we want to get back up to 2.4 trillion. So how are we going to do that with the same, type of support that we already came back down twice and hit? I don't know, unless we get a big burst of volume of people dumping into the, if this pattern changes. So I don't know if we're going to get a bunch of money dumped into crypto. It seems like we're ready to just absolutely fall out the bottom and come back down to these bottoms. It really does. So when you're looking at this, you're either going to have a nice burst, or you're going to have something where it gets rejected up here and it's going to come back down to where this bottom was, and then we can return. Which, if you look at this reality, we come up, come around, come up, come down, come around. That would actually be the W everybody's looking for. Everybody thinks the W is going to be created there, but I think we're going to dump down, and that's where we're going to get this unanimous W that's going to be in all these patterns, and that would be a very big W, and that could give it the validity to make a massive push on this inverted head and shoulders, which I believe we're creating in all of crypto for this one last push up. So then we go to Tether. Tether had a nice little pump, but now Tether looks like it could possibly be starting a reversal. So we want to see if Tether will break this point, and break through, or if it's going to kind of use this as a bouncing point and try to bounce up to another level. So that's what we're looking at with Tether. Now when we go through Matic, we're up 4.37%, and you start to see some of these patterns we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. If this is just a little fake out, and then it comes back down here and creates a big W to the top of the pattern, and then we can dump out and continue on our crash wave, that's possibly what could be happening. We could be creating a massive cup and handle on a lot of these patterns that will end up bringing us to the top side. But I believe, this is just my humble opinion, and this is in the 4-hour, but if you get into the daily as well, it's harder to see, but we're creating a bear pennant in all of these patterns. So eventually we're going to have to pour out of these, ladies and gentlemen. So I believe with Matic, and I'll put it back in the 4-hour, and this is going to be pretty universal. I believe these are inverted head and shoulders that we're on. So we're going to need another pull down. And then, but if you do this, you get a massive W, ladies and gentlemen. So let me delete this again. And this is for Matic, because a lot of people are asking me. So if you get this pull down, that's a giant W in the pattern. So we're trying to have some pattern recognition here, not get caught up in all the FUD. And possibly that is what we're looking at in these patterns. So that's with Matic. So now ADA is up 13.91%. It is one that pulled up off of this pattern. So that is the second way we're looking. But remember, ADA is slightly different. It got into discovery way up here. So this is a totally different pattern than we're looking at with some of these other ones. Could the other ones follow suit? Absolutely. And that's why I keep saying there's two ways this can go. But if you start looking across the board, Stratus held at its bottom, but it's got nowhere to go. It keeps getting knocked down right here. But Stratus, again, it had a nice rally right before the crash. Algo, to me, it looks like it's on a topping reversal. It tried to pull up like I said, but it couldn't even. It pretty much came up where I said. That came up to 228. I had this up here at 234. So now are we starting the topping reversal after a momentary push-up? We don't know. But that was the area down here when I said if you're playing the M topping reversal, that's where you buy it. And if you would have listened, you would already be up a decent amount right now. And then you start getting into these. Iota, which was in discovery, as you know. So now Iota, it's very hard to tell with Iota because it could very well come up off of this. But it also could come down to support and have a true double bottom here. Right? That's what I'm looking at. Somewhere in that range. So, then Bitcoin, we have the same thing with these patterns, guys. Can Bitcoin really do what I'm saying and have like a double bottom way down there and then bring itself and maybe go to past that, you know, to the 52,000, back up to the top of this pattern? I think we have to create a giant W reversal in this pattern. I really do. And that's what we're looking at with all of these. And they all are showing that same potential to dump down to that area. And if they do, they're going to create a massive W in this pattern. And don't let it fool you, because it could be an absolute game changer for your portfolio if it follows this trend. They're all looking like that. So if one does it, you know, on these, they're all going to do it. Some people are getting fooled right now because they thought we were going to have a nice push up and it never happened. You got to watch the patterns that we're looking at. You got to watch exact patterns. XLM up 4.02% will follow the exact same pattern of these other ones. We just got to see, is it going to pull up or is it going to pull out and make the big W like I'm talking about? These would be your fake ups right now. You can get 5 or 6%, but what I'm talking about will net you 40% if it does follow that trend. Same thing with DGB. I've already drawn it out many times. V-Chain up 3.98%. And I believe it's the same thing if we're coming down. V-Chain would pull down to about 9.8 and then it would have a rocket up to about 15, 16 cents possibly. That's what we're talking about. If it pushed up to that zone, we could have massive, and I mean massive gains. H-bar's up 15.8%, and that one came off of its reversal, but this one was already up at all-time highs, and now it got into discovery, as you guys know. So this could be interesting because H-bar could just go. But it's going to keep coming back with market conditions, so it takes its time when it can. ZIL's up 2.92% on the exact same pattern as V-Chain. It just happened to have a breakout before, so we don't know if it's going to have the exact same pull down. But if it does, that would be an excellent swing trade if it comes back down to that range at 9 cents. XDC's up 5.21%, and you can see it's had a pull down. And now we're going to see if it has another slight pull down back to that 12.2 level. And then if you want to see Shiba, go follow my Dogecoin and You. I can show you, what I can show you, but you're going to have to go watch Dogecoin and You to understand what I'm talking about with these numbers. XEM is up 2.86%. Theta is up down 1.13%. These are all in these same patterns we've been talking about. So I'm not going to go over each of these individually, but I'm going to tell you. T-Fuel up 2.20%. 0%. AGI had another nice pull up. So we're going to see if it comes down like we're talking about and comes down to this double bottom and then has a nice rally way up. Telcoin up 6.24%. Like, if you're a fan of all these, just watch this, because if we do have this dump down we're talking about, it's absolutely standing out in all these patterns. So if there's any relevancy to what I'm saying, these are all tremendous buys, and then stores would have like a move way up from $1.22. Like, these could be your massive hitters that we're all talking about. Chainlink has been a little bit different, but it's still in the same exact pattern. So all of these are looking like we're going to have a bearish wash before we have a nice big pump. Quant, like I said yesterday, was working opposite of Bitcoin. I told you guys at $177 to buy Quant. I told Charlie over and over and over, buy it. Once it breaks out of that, buy it. If it rides the 177 support, buy it. That's one of my most famous calls that will go unheard. $177 I had you guys buy this, and it went all the way up to 140 or 440. Tom, why didn't you buy it? I can't. It's not on Uphold for me to purchase. Otherwise, I would have. Ethereum up 2.44%, and it's on that same exact pattern where it could dump down and have that extreme double bottom. Like I keep telling you guys, most of the time when we are in a bear pennant, it breaks down 90% of the time, so you really need to pay attention. And Solana is at $186. This, too, looks like it could be coming back down to retest this $123 level. And with Solana, if you had a successful retest like this, a double bottom, you could very well get back into all-time highs with market conditions helping you out along the way. So it's going to need some kind of pullback for it to continue to move up, because it's going to need more support. The volume is slowly dying out on Solana. Even on this push up, there was not the same volume burst as we were getting, so pay very close attention. I'm T-Speaker222 with Swing Traders Anonymous. I want to thank you to the fast-firing, quick-hitting, and basic rundown of all of crypto. If you like this style, please leave me a comment. Also, tell me your favorite crypto so we can discuss a swing trade. Obviously, we're looking at the short side of things today on the swing trades, especially if these patterns play out. It's very risky, and I can totally see a dump at the total crypto market cap, like I said. So pay attention, be alert. And if you enjoy this style of the rundown, please let me know in the comments, because this is what I'm going to do, more of a ESPN style Sports Center rundown of sports, except this is going to be your crypto rundown, and we're going to make sure to stay in the current patterns on the current market so that we know how to swing, so we know how to trade. And so even if we're also long holding, we know what the short-term implications are, to where whether we want to sell 25% of our stack, you want to add some money for the bottoms, or if you want to full sale liquidate when you get into the proper positions where it looks like a complete dump is coming, you can reposition yourself and buy more shares without ever putting more money in. So again, I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody who was watching my XRP Future Millionaire page through the Swing Traders Anonymous while I had a 1-week suspension through YouTube. That has all been, that's over now. So if you're looking for my XRP Future Millionaire content, please check out my partnered page. Also, if you want to check out my Dogecoin and you, I covered Dogecoin and Shiba. Had a video that hit 2,000 views 2 days ago, which is crazy because I only have 201 subscribers. At the time, I only had like 125. So I was wondering where some of the subscribers came from, but that obviously when you get a video that goes somewhat viral, it helps grow the channel a little bit quicker. So if you guys could share the content, I would really appreciate that. Also, make sure to subscribe. And most importantly, hit that like button. Help me get through the analytics. Turn that bell notification to all. And on my Twitter, we're 6 followers away from 300. So if you want to follow my Twitter, it'll keep you up to the minute, up to the date when I put new content on YouTube. No matter what one of the 3 channels, all my content alike is there. Please make sure to put down your favorite crypto that you want to be covered in the swing trade so that we have a consensus. Also, make sure to watch this entire video because there was a complete rundown of crypto. So make sure you're paying attention. As I stated before, the total crypto market cap is starting to come down a little bit. We're down about 0.5% since we started doing this. And Tether looks like it could be on its way on a topping reversal. Or if we get an overall dump, again, right now on this Saturday, I predict Tether will go up to the $34 range on a dump from crypto. That is what could be happening. But if we have a little bit of a pump, Tether will probably come down to about $32.50. So just pay attention, be alert.